Scissors,
Hey.
shoot.
I was gonna say and shoot, but scissors was my option. Okay.
All right. Rock,
Hold on, so I say rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Or let's just say rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I'm sorry. I
rock,
just want-
paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're doing on a shoot.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Oh, defeated rock, paper, scissors champion over here. Okay, guys. Welcome to our first podcast. It's your boy, Martique. And we
your
got
boy,
over
Sam.
here, Sammer
Sammer the Slammer.
the Slammer. Okay. Welcome to our podcast. This is 1474. This is our living room. Or for you guys, our studio.
He's like, this is our living
This is
room.
our living room, but for you guys, it's our studio. And we're just here to share our thoughts about the world and what's going on. And we're just glad you guys can join us.
Before we begin, we need to hit them with the obligatory seasoning.
Okay, gotta hit them.
And then you guys have
Okay.
been officially seasoned for our first episode.
Welcome.
Let's get into it.
Welcome.
So, what do we want to talk about?
So we really need to discuss a few things. There's stuff on Twitter. There's stuff in the courthouses.
You guys,
There's people on the streets. There's a lot to discuss.
I think we should start with Twitter.
Okay, take it away. Take it away.
I kind of forgot like how convoluted like this whole Twitter thing is until now.
Yeah,
Like it's amazing. It's amazing. Elon Musk has bought Twitter, you guys.
and it's kind of ridiculous because at first he only bought enough shares to be like partial owner,
He-
like basically enough.
He bought enough shares to become majority shareholder.
Yeah,
And so from that point, Twitter asked him to have a seat on the board.
and he said, "Eat my ass."
And he said, "Eat my ass," because in order to have a seat on the board, you can't be a majority shareholder. You can't own more than a specific amount of shares that Twitter allows you to own.
Yeah.
So he said, "Fuck that." Instead of making it what they wanted to make it, I'll just make it how I want to make it. Just buy the whole thing.
So this dude single-handedly dropped cash and fucking bought Twitter.
And he got like so much support out of nowhere from like Morgan Stanley and like JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah.
But and like Twitter was going to do a poison pill. You've heard of the poison pill.
No, tell me about the poison pill. I really don't know what the poison pill is.
So the poison pill was a strategy developed in like the 80s to prevent like a corporate takeover from like
Interesting.
independent investors. So the idea of the poison pill was that like if someone were to buy the shares, that everyone would dilute theirs, effectively making their shares completely worthless. So that way they couldn't benefit from the business.
Interesting.
So they did that. And so Elon basically said, if I just buy all your guys' shares, you could sell it to me for what it is right now, and I can just buy it anyways.
Mm.
So he kind of like caught them in like a bind,
He's like, fuck your poison pill.
basically. And like he just got like more support. Like he managed to secure funding like really quickly
From where?
from those investment the investment firms, JP Morgan Chase.
What?
Yeah, they gave him so much
That's
money.
so ridiculous.
They gave him so much money.
Yeah, I saw it. He gave it to them.
$54.20 per share.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane, and like he pulled it off, and now the deal is like gonna officially like take into effect later this year.
That's ridiculous.
Twitter is Elon Musk's.
Yeah, he that's like owning a monopoly without owning a monopoly, if that makes sense.
I feel like
That's the equivalent of him like owning all of Park Avenue. But in a way where it's like he's just time sharing it.
yeah, and like what's interesting is that like he's doing this for a very specific reason, like for things based off like free speech.
I thought he was doing it just because he can. Because like when you get to that
mean, there's an
point,
element
he
of
needs
that
to have
too,
some
but,
kind of
like-
fun, right? With all this money that he's making.
I think he had a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, there's no way he's like it's all
Elon-
political or all strategy, right? Like,
I mean, like it's pretty clear that Elon likes to have fun.
yeah,
Like he
He's
thought
not as
about
much
like
of a
buying
robot.
Fortnite one time, and that was like really funny. And like he was on SNL. He did Wario.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. But anyway, so the speculation, it gets better. The
There's
speculation
more?
is that like people didn't want Elon Musk to buy Twitter based off his comments on free speech because they're assuming that if he does take control of Twitter, that he'll allow Trump to come back online.
Interesting. So does that
And-
make him a Trump supporter?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I don't think it. Well, see, here's the thing. Like, he established on his Twitter that he views free speech within like the confines of the law, and
Right.
I don't think he does want to. But like Trump said that he doesn't plan on coming back online anyways, on Twitter anyways, because he started his own social media
Truth
website.
Life, right?
Truth Social.
Truth
I
Social,
think.
something like that. Yeah, True. I knew it was started with Truth,
It came out today.
and it's the top thing right now. No,
It's the number one. Yeah, it's beating Twitter.
it beat Twitter, and Elon's
beating
like,
Twitter.
Elon's like, what the fuck? Like,
He posted on his Twitter. I'm gonna show it. You'll see it on screen. But he posted on his Twitter this amazing picture. I just like heard it in his voice, really. And he's like, Truth Social is like terrible name, by the way, exists because Twitter censored free speech. And he's like, it should be called Trumpet instead.
damn.
And that's like so good. That's like such a good name.
Yeah, that really is.
Trumpet, because like it's like
Donald
symbolic
Trump
for
and-
truth, and it's like Trump, and like
That's
just like
trumpets are typically loud, so it's
yeah,
also
he like came up with a better name for his
for his competitors.
for his competitor. Yeah, but so here's the thing, I downloaded it, and I made an account, and they make you follow 2 accounts before your account becomes like official. And so and it's like all like conservative. Like I should show you.
So who do you have to follow?
Well, they give you like a whole list of people. But I decided to follow Trump on the Truth Social.
Okay.
And like he has like one tweet. It's like it looks exactly like Twitter.
Right.
Like the template is basically Twitter. Like the fact that he was able to get away with this is just absolutely unbelievable.
It is.
And what's funny is that a congressman is already following me.
You?
Yeah, me.
Which
I
congressman?
have 1 follower and I didn't even have to do anything.
And who is it?
Governor Lee Zeldin.
What? That's so random.
He's like a congressman in like a congressional district in New York. In New York State.
That's so hilarious.
Yeah, like this guy like followed me.
Well, now you gotta talk to him.
No.
Talk shit about Twitter with him.
No, I don't want to use this account. I'm just using it so that way I can. I got the best username. Millie Rocca and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
You guys follow me on Truth Social at Millie Rocca. Okay. Not actually. Please don't do that. Don't follow me on that platform. Follow me on Twitter. Actually, at Kiavella Salmon.
That's amazing. Plugs. You'll
Yeah,
see them.
follow me on Twitter.
You'll see it all down here in the description below. So
I keep you up to date with the latest shit.
that is.
He knows.
That is true. That is true.
So that's the whole Twitter thing.
That's crazy. So essentially, we're waiting to see what else he's gonna come out with, right? Like, didn't he also talk about like censoring?
Well,
I'm not censoring. I'm sorry, monetizing.
oh yeah, privatizing.
Yeah,
Yes, he's going to privatize Twitter.
and isn't that like a whole like business scheme situation to monetize? I mean, to monetize it.
Well, we need to see I think we need to see what this privatization is going to entail. Like he said, he made comments about Twitter being like $3 a month and you'd be verified.
Yeah.
As in like this is a human account. I think this might be an attempt to get rid of like the spam bots. Because I know that was like a big concern
Yeah.
like that he had with the site. and like a lot of people have tweeted at him about it too.
Interesting.
His main thing is like free speech, but he also wants to fix it. Like he mentioned stuff about like the algorithm being like open source. What's funny about this too was that in like the height of this, I saw this tweet of a guy like leaking like audio record of this interview that he did for like the New York Times, and like they were saying like really derogatory things about Elon.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like he was like, so I don't even understand who this guy is. Like he's just this petulant brat who just walks around and talks about like how he's gonna buy things. He doesn't understand anything we're doing in the company.
Wow.
And it's like we have the CEO is going to address this later today. And to be honest, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep a job if he takes over.
Right.
Like people were taking this like so seriously, and it was like really convoluted and very like secret. Like they're like they don't. He knows nothing about what we're trying to create.
Yeah.
What are they trying to create?
Yeah, that sounds so sketch.
That sounds like really sketch.
In light of other news, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
Have you guys heard about this?
Oh, stop
But,
that. Oh man, that was. Yep, that was Sam. That was good. But so Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are in court right now, and they're with a fine comb going through everything that's been documented in their relationship, like text messages, phone calls, receipts, like items in the house, events that have occurred, people who have been there or know something or heard something. Like it's going down. And I think my biggest problem is that okay, you have a problem with this guy, right? Like, why would you shit in his bed?
Yeah.
And then blame it on everything else, right? And you guys are basically already getting divorced. Like, you're having this whole trial, and you can't admit that you shat on this dude's bed.
I'm just like confused as to like how she pulled it off, you know? Like, how was she able to like balance herself on like
a bed?
A mattress with like another human on it?
No, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there?
No, it was just a bed.
Like, did she squat like on top of the mattress?
Yeah, probably.
How's that possible?
I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I guess if this is the mattress,
I'm not asking you to demonstrate.
And you stand like this.
I feel like if you're trying to, I feel like taking a shit on a mattress is like pretty hard.
I mean,
that's pretty difficult. Harry's laughing.
But that's the whole point. It's difficult, but it sends a powerful message. But my problem is, how does she have the decency to do that, right? And then just be like, yo, Johnny Depp, you're the one who fucked my life over. Not saying that he
something completely wrong with her, dude.
Yeah, like how do you do that and be like, I'm innocent?
I know, it's like...
And the worst part is...
She's like unbelievable.
The worst part is she blamed it on a dog. And Johnny Depp's like, I've cleaned my dog, like this dog's shit before.
Wow.
This is not it.
He had to pick up her shit.
I don't know if he picked up her shit. I didn't look it up. But like, he has picked up his own dog's shit, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And he's like, that doesn't look like my dog's shits.
Wow.
That's definitely a human.
Wow.
And you're the only other human here. So like, it had to have been you.
Wow. That's just unbelievable. There must be something. She must have like a completely fucked mind.
Dude.
Like, I'm gonna shit on his bed. This motherfucker has I hate this motherfucker so much. I am going to shit on his silk bed. Like, and I'm going to blame it on this dog.
Yeah, like, what did the dog do? Fuck her. Fuck him. Like, the dog didn't do anything.
You know what I heard about this? Like, Amber Heard, like, is, like, committing, like, mad perjury in this
Of course.
Like, there's this thing with, like, the whole... How, like, they were together, like, up until 2016 when they had a divorce. And there was this evidence of, like, this Akane cream that Amber Heard used to, like, allegedly cover up her bruises.
Right.
But the piece of evidence that they submitted to the court was denied because the company came out and said that they didn't release that specific one until 2017.
Mm.
So like if they didn't release it up until 2017, then how could she have used it in 2016? So she lied.
So she lied.
Like her lawyer.
Oh my god, her lawyer
Her lawyer is a piece of work.
is a piece of work. But hold on, I was thinking of something else when you said perjury. So the whole thing of her shitting on the bed, and then in court also saying that it was the dog, like that's one perjury, and that just like if one thing she lied about, the rest she lied about. So she has no credibility anymore. But whatever. Let's say that like they couldn't determine, or weren't able to determine who it was. That other point you just made is also like some major perjury. And the lawyer, like, what is the lawyer doing, bro? He's like giving Johnny Depp. Well, I think it's two of them. It's a male and a female. Maybe three.
It's like they're both like clowns.
They're
like
both
Amber Heard
clowns.
is like Amber Heard is just like really stressed. She's like very visibly stressed about this
Yeah.
whole situation that like she's dug herself in a grave at this point.
Yeah, there's like two crazy things that happened. One of them was I don't know if it's the end of the entire case or end of like one of the days of the case, but like Amber Heard pretends to walk off,
Yeah.
and then Johnny Depp leaves, and she walks back to get some shit, and she like scans the room to look for him, and he's nowhere to be found, and she's like looking for this dude
Wow.
after she was the first one to leave.
Wow.
And then another crazy thing, the female lawyer that is for Amber Heard, she was seen at like one of Johnny Depp's like press releases or something where he's like walking past the fans with the gates, and she's there like this with her phone, like recording him like a few years back or something.
Wow.
That's like insane.
It's funny because like a lot of the commentary on like this whole court case is that like Amber Heard is like a bad person and her lawyer is like such a bad lawyer, but like she's not given like a lot to work with because
Right.
there's like very clear evidence that Amber Heard like did do the things that like
They're all claiming, yeah.
like the shit
Exactly. I mean, like, I don't know who would pick up that case.
yeah.
And what's worse is the lawyers that like are treating Johnny Depp like shit gives me more of a reason as to why I think they shouldn't have publicized this court case. Like, this shouldn't have been a public court case. This should have been like
I feel like
a sealed court case like situation where like they have the case, the records are sealed, and like nothing gets out besides that, and like nothing gets out unless it's like needed to be getting out.
I mean,
because that's like so much public information that isn't like shouldn't be publicized.
unfortunately, they're both celebrities.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's just like their entire lives are just documented for the public.
Yeah, and like the worst thing is, I saw this one clip. I don't know if it was like during the case or whatever, but like there's this one clip where he's talking to Dakota Johnson, the girl, like the woman actress from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, Johnny Depp knows her since she was like a baby.
Yeah.
But also, they were like on a panel, and Johnny Depp showed her his like severed finger, and she like looked in concern. He was just like nodding, like it's okay, it is what it is. And then they have him like in like not even slow mo, just like in a zoomed in like pace of his hand just shaking after showing that to her.
Wow.
Like I could just see like the whole like body tremors of what if she just saw this, like that I did that, and now he's gonna come home and she's gonna like get beat by Amber, like that.
Wow.
Like, and then like in the bottom was captioned like mental like something about like his mental like health is like really low, at an all-time low right now in this like clip.
I hope she goes to jail. Like, there's no way that she should get away with something like this. Like, she convinced people for years that Johnny Depp was like this bad guy who like was abusing her, when in reality the opposite was true.
It's just like fucking. I'm so done with this. Like, why is he asking me if he read this sentence correctly like 17 times?
Yeah, it's like
It's like this should have just been like ended and done with. Like, I don't know why we're dragging this.
it's just like he's like making fun of like the whole process of going over evidence, but like the lawyers are like dopes. They they don't like they're not eloquent,
Yeah.
and as a lawyer you really have to be eloquent because your knowledge of the law is like very like um,
Vital.
specific. Like you have to be very specific and you have to present that information eloquently,
Yeah.
and like they're not that.
Yeah.
So like that's like my theory as to like why they're like losing to like such a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, it also just kind of feels like they're just trying to slam Johnny Depp as much as they can, just like drag him through the mud,
Like this, like
milk
today.
him for every like little view, you know.
Yeah, like today, like they put this psychiatrist on the witness stand, and like they asked her questions about like how like she was deposed in like his mansion and like was served dinner, but like they tried to make it seem as though like she was with like Johnny Depp like by herself, like this was a date or something, and they conspired. Like,
Oh yeah, like
when
that,
it's just like no, that's not true. I
she
was
was
there with
bribed.
his legal counsel. We spent a long time there. We went over a lot of questions, and dinner was served. That's what she said.
Yeah,
She's like, and dinner was served.
right.
And like they tried to play it. They tried to play it out as if like she
They've
was
been
there,
scheming.
like she was there to like have sex with him or something. Like
Right.
it was like so convoluted. Like people saw it coming from like a mile away, and like the fact that it happened was just absolutely shocking. Like
Right. Yeah.
it's very clear that they have nothing to cling on to.
Yeah, I see. It's just so sad. Feel bad. Feel bad for these actors and actresses. And
I
these
don't feel
people.
bad for her.
I mean, I feel bad for her that it had to come to that. You know, like that they couldn't just be civil and end it on like simple terms, or like whatever terms that didn't have to go to this crazy extent. You know.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, back to the show. Just say the question.
I'm gonna ask my stupid question and then I'm gonna fucking go. So, the question of the day is, for anyone who has a significant other, listen up. What do you think about having to ask or mention even, not like mention even, but just like informing someone and making sure that they understand that you're going to like a social gathering or like to your friends?
Can you say that less formally?
So what would you do in the context of you having to tell your girlfriend or like someone having to tell their significant other about going, like if they can go to parties or hang out with their friends, and should you go with them? Like should you and your, like, are you guys like a paired everywhere, like for any hangout, for anything? Or are there like separations? Like you have,
Like, at what point in the relationship are you able to see other people without your girlfriend?
yeah. Or like at what point in the relationship do you start seeing other people only with mostly your girlfriend, as
Right.
long as both of you are free, like then that is there an automatic assumption that you both are supposed to be going together everywhere? Unless one is busy? Or like
I
you guys
feel like-
allowed to have separate things and then whenever you guys want it could be together?
I feel like it depends. I feel like most people like naturally spend a lot of time with their significant other like straight off the bat anyways.
Interesting.
I think like it comes down to like just what you're able to do outside of hanging out with this person.
Right. And I feel like it allows, like, for example, if you're going to, like, if you were invited to a work event or, like, like a gathering with, your coworkers or college friends, or just like you're going to your friend's concert and like a bunch of people are going. It's like an open thing. Anyone can go. But you guys decided that you guys are going to specifically go and do this. Are you like now, hey, like, babe slash whatever you call your significant other, um, are you supposed to go like, hey, like, my friends or like my coworkers are going to grab drinks or we're going to go to this like concert? Um, are you automatically supposed to like be like, hey, like, you should come with me? Or do you kind of wait to see if they ask if they want to go, you know? Because
I feel like there comes a time where like most people like just get the vibe that like they want to see like their friends without like their significant other or like their
right.
and like I feel like most people are fine with that. The more I think about it.
The more I think about it, like I would be okay with like my significant other going with me wherever I like if I'm going to like some kind of gathering, but I don't want to be labeled in a negative way as like, oh, like Martique's gonna be with like his girlfriend again, like it's gonna be, like weird or whatever. Like I want it to be like just like if that happens, like I want it to be as casual as if it was me going with my friends as it is like with me and my girlfriend going with my friends. Otherwise, I would like probably like to separate certain places or certain friend groups that I hang out with my significant other, and I would be okay if they did the same because like it's fair. Like whenever I go to see my friends in Bay Ridge, for some people, the hookah lounge isn't for everybody, and it's like kind of like looked like frowned upon. Even.
I still need to go to this hookah lounge.
You should go to this hookah lounge. It's pretty dope. But like sometimes I'm not there at all, or sometimes I'm there like once in like a few weeks or like once a week, and sometimes I'm there like very often because like there's a lot going on that week and everyone's just like all my friends are there. So I wouldn't like plan a hangout knowing that like with this group of friends, because like I know that they're gonna end up at the hookah lounge and it's like not the move.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna look bad on me because I planned it, and it's like, what if, this person doesn't like this thing?
I feel like it's okay to have that boundary. I feel like, telling your significant other like, look, this is my thing. It's always been my thing. I'll bring you to like a couple of these like
in general, it's not like it's never gonna happen.
Like it's not like it's never gonna happen. You'll have your opportunities, but like this is my thing, and like
It's not about it being my thing. I just like personally think that not everything that a person does is they're a fan of. Like for example, like I personally am not a fan of shopping. In some aspects, like in some ways, like I don't like to shop unless I need to and I know exactly what I'm getting and it's not going to take forever. But I don't like to just aimlessly go into like Marshalls, for example, and just look around and see if I might possibly need something, and then I'll find it, and then I'll wait in like a 20-hour line to get it, and then by the time I get to the end of the line, I don't even really want it that bad.
Annie does that.
I can't do that.
Annie
will tired.
Annie loves Marshalls.
I love Marshall because it's like got what you need, but I hate like the aspect of going and shopping like that.
Annie will look through like every single department to
That's
see if
so
she needs something.
Ridiculous. I would never go shopping with Annie.
She lives nearby a Marshalls and a TJ Maxx.
That's the worst. The only thing she has left is like a Target at that point.
And she probably lives the closest to a Target.
God. Oh my god, the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
And okay, so basically, back to what I was saying, I was also gonna say, like, what if sometimes when you go partying, like some of your friend groups like to party and drink, like this person might not like to always go out and drink, and I like to like have fun and go and drink with my friends. Like last time I was going out all the time and drinking, so I feel like that might activate again when all my friends get back together for the summer, because hot girl summer, hot boy summer, hot friend summer.
What?
I don't know. Just wanted to tag everybody in that.
What?
And listen. Anyway, what? So what if your significant other is really bad at handling their alcohol? Or what if you're a different person when you're drinking a lot of alcohol? You wouldn't want your significant other to see that about you. I don't know how if I'm really bad when I'm drunk, but I wouldn't want like my significant other having to like take care of me and be like, oh, like that's like a really bad look for him kind of thing, you know? Like I have to take care of him now.
So what's
And
the
vice
question?
versa, like, oh, like how
Is it a red flag?
is
if
it a yeah,
your
basically is it a red
significant
flag?
other cannot handle their alcohol?
Yeah, and that's another reason why I wouldn't invite them everywhere I go or like to every party in case that might happen.
I feel like I've never really met anyone that like could not handle their alcohol.
I met someone who really couldn't handle their alcohol.
I feel
And
like
you've met her, but we're not going to say that. We're not going to talk about that. But you know who I'm talking about.
I'm just gonna come out and say it right now.
Do not say it. Do not say it. But yeah, basically, I don't think they were able to handle their alcohol as well as I did, at least. And it's not had nothing to do with them personally. Like I don't have any beef with that. But it's just like I was kind of nervous inviting this person to like these kind of events or like gathering. Like I would have been nervous, like in this situation, if I was talking to them, you know. So, kind of glad that I'm not with them. But yeah. So the verdict is like everyone should have boundaries in terms of like you're allowed to have your own thing, but also you should definitely make sure.
I don't
to
think it's a red
prioritize.
flag if you can't handle your alcohol. What I think is a red flag is you drinking beyond your known limits. You know, like
Yeah.
like if you know what your limits are, and you consistently drink up until that point, like that's pretty irresponsible. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
But like if you're just like if you know you can't handle your alcohol well,
Yeah.
then and like you should probably only like have like one drink or like two drinks maximum or
Right.
something, then like that's you being responsible, and like also you like trying to have a good time with everyone else.
Right. Right.
So like it's not like no one's peer pressuring you into drinking more.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't put yourself in that scenario if you were responsible.
Right.
You know?
And I like to make sure I'm not drinking too much. Like, especially if I'm driving, I will make sure like my drinking is like legal amount.
Yeah.
And if not, like I'll make sure I'm sober as hell before I get into a vehicle. And if I did feel uncomfortable, I've told people before, like I'll Uber them home. Like I'll send them an Uber home, or like we'll take an Uber home and I'll leave my car, like just so that we're not in that position to be nervous.
Yeah.
So not a red flag unless you're doing it irresponsibly.
I feel like just drinking irresponsibly is I feel like the only way to describe it is drinking irresponsibly.
Yeah.
And like that in general is just like a red flag.
Yeah, absolutely. And our other closing statement for that other question I had was basically, have your own thing. It's okay to have your own thing. But also
be inclusive.
Inclusive. And I don't think it should be once in a while. I think it should be like decently amount. Like for every like 2 hangouts you're doing, like I feel like it should be a 1-to-1 ratio almost. Or maybe like a 1-to-0.8 ratio. If that makes sense.
Like what do you mean?
Like 1 hangout by yourself or like with your own group, 0.8 to 1 hangout with her.
Oh, I'm thinking like once a month or something.
No.
To bring like bring her to your thing? Or he to hers or whatever?
You know what, maybe you're right. Maybe it should be like 1 to 3 then.
Yeah.
Every 3 like regular hangouts.
Yeah.
1 actual hangout with your friends and her.
Yeah, I would even increase that like
I would say 3 only because like I don't
5.
often like
I would say 5.
I would only say 3 for myself because I don't often like plan hangouts with my friends. Like I said, if we go to the hookah lounge, it's just like we know everyone's gonna be there, so we'll just like go and like do our work and like chill with each other, and then when we're done, we'll play cards or like we'll talk about stuff, or maybe we'll play a game or 2.
All right. Well, that's the wisdom.
That's the wisdom. That's the wisdom of the day.
You guys know what the word of the day is?
What is the word of the day?
You can lose a lot of money chasing a bitch,
That's literally a whole sentence.
but you can never lose a bitch chasing your money.
You know, as wise man once said, me,
And that's the
get
word
your
of the
money
day.
up, not your funny up.
I came across a really cool conspiracy theory. You need to be interested in this.
I'm just trying not to laugh because I can't wait to hear what you're about to say to me.
Unbelievable.
It's just ridiculous. I just go ahead, just start it.
I don't even know if I want to.
Well, that concludes this episode.
Stop
of
it.
Podcast.
Stop it.
Listen, man,
No.
you can't control how I'm gonna react to your thing. So either
Yes,
you
I
do your
can.
thing and I'll react my own way, or you don't. And I don't react.
Okay, well, there's
I
this
know.
company.
Let's
All right,
go.
there's okay. I'm going.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Anyway, there's this company called BlackRock
Tell us about this company.
that has a lot of financial holdings on like some of the top corporations in like the US. I don't
Okay.
know too much about it, but I stumbled across it the other day. How like BlackRock is like one of the hugest investment firms like for like some of the hugest companies in America,
Okay.
like Facebook, Twitter, like McDonald's, like everything, Disney,
Interesting.
and like throughout like throughout like the past like 20 or 30 years, like they've shown like very strong and very consistent growth,
Mhm.
even throughout like 2008 and
Mhm.
like even like especially during 2020. They got like really rich during 2020.
Mhm.
And like people are wondering like how are they able to bring in like so much money, and like
Right.
they've been like so discreet, and like there's been very little public information about them, and every single time like they try to get a comment on like their holdings and like their net worth, like they always deny comment. Like they're constantly they consistently don't answer questions that people have asked them.
Well, I mean, they don't want to say anything. They have the right, right?
But like they should disclose information to their shareholders.
I mean,
Right.
not if they don't have to.
They have to.
Not necessarily.
Yes they do.
I mean,
You have to tell shareholders how the business is doing.
yeah, they could just be like, it's good.
No, but like you have to have like shareholder meetings and tell them
Maybe-
exactly what's new with the company.
Maybe they should just send out a memo.
No, they wouldn't. I mean, they would send out memos, but like not to.
Okay, so
address,
what's
like,
the conspiracy?
the conspiracy is that we don't know how they make their money. They've consistently shown like very strong liquidity over the years, like when everyone else has suffered through like tumultuous crashes.
So, the question is,
Where are they getting this
where are
money?
they getting this money?
Exactly.
And you want us to provide the answers.
Well, I'd like to theorize about the answers.
What is your theory?
Well,
This is new to me, so I need to process what's to
so
come from this.
this is the part where you ask me questions about it.
So what is your theory?
Well, I don't have I like to theorize.
What is your best answer for how they get their money?
I don't think there is an answer.
If you had an answer, if you had to come up with an answer.
I like to speculate that maybe there is some shady shit going on.
Okay.
Dude, it's a conspiracy. I'm not going to legitimize a conspiracy theory.
I'm not saying you have to, but I'm asking you what your thoughts are on it.
I know,
and
but
you
in order for-
phrased it in a way where it was basically saying, I think, but you said I speculate.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you speculate?
I mean, I like to speculate that there could be like foul play. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like corporate espionage?
No, not corporate espionage.
So what kind of foul play?
Like maybe the government gives them money or something, or like.
But the government doesn't have that much money.
What do you mean?
I don't think the government has.
The government has a shit ton of money.
Okay, but like, I don't think they're willing to give up a shit ton of money like that like BlackRock level shit ton of money.
Well, in
is what
order
I'm
for that to
saying.
exist, we have to explore. We'd have to explore why the government would give them money. Is my point.
Yeah, so why do you think? I think they wouldn't. I don't think that's logical for them. But what is your thoughts?
Well, there was this thing in 2008 how they were prepared to bail out businesses, right?
Okay.
Because like there was this whole phrase like the big banks were too big to fail, right?
That's why they said that big banks can never fail us, and then after that, the housing market crashed. No.
Yeah, well, and Lehman Brothers went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing about that is that like General Motors was bailed out because they got the government bailed them out,
Okay.
and another company was bailed out too, and like that was like the whole reason for like the whole Occupy Wall Street thing.
Okay.
Like they weren't taking responsibility, and so like maybe there's something like that going on here, or I mean could all just be a farce, and maybe they're just like an effectively run corporation.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're not trying to. I
But
mean, they're
that- but to-
private, right? So like maybe they're just not trying to publicize it right now.
I mean, like
Maybe
But-
they don't
or-
have an agenda. Maybe they're just trying to have their their hand in all the cookie jars.
that's true. I mean,
Like,
that's
some
the
people-
most realistic.
Some
option.
people don't really have agendas when it comes to things like that.
I feel like if agendas
Like
exist,
if you were able to profit the same way they were by investing a little bit in every like major corporation, and then your money went up and you started selling a few things, and now you have a lot of liquidity to do more in other things. Like you're basically doing what BlackRock is, but like I'm making it a more simplified way.
I guess
Except
like
it's just Sam versus BlackRock. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the only thing there is the difference is like you are probably going to tell people why you're doing it, and they haven't.
I guess like if there were like shady shit, it would be on like a personal level.
Yeah.
Like someone there is probably like committing
Shady.
some form of like bribery or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah,
or,
like it would be super obvious.
Yeah. Isn't that fun to speculate though, like on a new world order? Like imagine like something like that existing.
Yeah, it's a little nuts.
That's like, have you ever read 1984?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the whole image of like the pyramids and like the Ministry of Truth. That's what I imagine like a new world order to be.
Mm.
I feel like the pyramid would come back.
That would be that's quite a speculation.
It'd be the biggest comeback since ancient Egypt, bro.
Wow. Shout out to our boys in Egypt. Love them.
Hey, yo, shout out to our boys in Egypt. They're mucking it up in the desert, bro.
For real. Oh my god, did you see that clip that I sent you?
No.
Are you kidding me? It's about the comedian talking about there's like an old comedian talking about like the food, the world hunger, about how like we're like stopping world hunger and like we should like donate, and then he's just like
Oh,
saying
wait.
like he's saying like yeah, like you know how we stop world hunger, like stop donating to the food and like all that shit, like stop doing
Oh,
that.
wait, I
Like,
think you showed
donate
this to
your
me.
money to U-Hauls.
Yeah, you like
And
showed
like
this to me.
yeah, and like get these people out of the desert. He's like, you're in the fucking desert. Like
Yeah.
obviously 100 years from now, no food's gonna fucking grow here. Nothing's gonna happen. And then he like grabs the guy and he like crouches on the floor and he's like, okay, what's this? Sand. 100 years from now, what is it gonna be? Sand.
Still sand,
Still
yeah.
sand. Get the fuck out of here. Like get your shit and go. So I thought that was mad funny that he was saying that's like a good way to end world hunger. And that's a funny way to like
Yeah.
that's a funny take on like a crazy world issue.
Yeah. Finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts.
What's your last thoughts? What
My last thought?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably BlackRock is probably a very low key business who's just like very rich, and it's probably been very well run. But I like to envision a future where like they get so powerful that they control everyone's lives. That'd be a really cool story.
You know what's crazy? There's this like show called Zoo that's giving me the same vibes as what it
Yeah.
sounds like you're saying from BlackRock. I'm pretty sure I told you
I'm
about
familiar
this.
with Zoo, yeah.
So this one huge ass corporation just has their like paws in literally everything, especially the food, like the seeds of like corn and shit and like other vegetation that people in America and all over the world used to grow their like food, and then their animals on the farm eat that, and now like all these animals in the world through the food chain are affected by this thing that they put in the seeds of these like
Dude, people are putting shit in our food.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, like it's getting bad.
Like at first when I was
I don't even
studying
know what I'm
about
eating
genetic
anymore.
modification for food, I was like, it's not a big deal, like nothing crazy is gonna happen. But like with just like the AI and like the whole autonomous like robot person that they made, like, and the DNA with the whole swabs from COVID and stuff, like,
Yeah.
I definitely think that like someone out there, maybe something similar to BlackRock, is gonna
There's something shady going on.
something
in our
shady
food.
is going on in
Red
the food.
40 is there's no official explanation
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Red 40.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right.
Well, that concludes our first podcast, guys. It's
I think we're done.
yeah, I think it's a wrap. It's your boy Martique again, and we got
Be sure to follow us on all of our socials, Martique.
that was Sammer. This has been episode 1 of
Make sure you follow us on our
podcast.
To Be Determined Name podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time. You've been great.
Goodbye.